Thank you for choosing ABC News Ghana. Don't forget, we are streaming on YouTube at ABC News Ghana. I am Jennifer Somoa. Now to our first story. President Akufo-Addo has assured of his government's firm determination to ensure a credible electoral process in the December 7 polls. According to him, the integrity of the country's electoral process is paramount. As such, his government would take all the necessary steps to secure it to ensure a free, fair and peaceful election. The president's remarks follows his earlier speech to the nation during the 2024 Founders' Day address on Saturday, August 3, where he added that the will of the Ghanaians voters freely express that will prevail over the will of any political candidate desperate for power.
As we approach the upcoming elections in December, let me assure you of my government's firm determination of ensuring that they are free, fair, credible and transparent. It is the will of the Ghanaian people, freely expressed, and not the will of any candidate or political party, however desperate for power, that will prevail. The integrity of our electoral process is paramount, and we will take all necessary steps to secure it. As we approach the upcoming elections in December, let me assure you of my government's firm determination of ensuring that they are free, fair, credible and transparent. It is the will of the Ghanaian people, freely expressed, and not the will of any candidate or political party, however desperate for power, that will prevail. The integrity of our electoral process is paramount, and we will take all necessary steps to secure it.
Meanwhile, President Akufo-Addo has stated vehemently that a law against vigilantism will be strictly applied without fear or favor to ensure order and peace is maintained before, during and after the elections.
The law against vigilantism will be strictly applied without fear or favor, ensuring that peace and order are maintained throughout the electoral period, enabling the Ghanaian people to make their choice free of intimidation and violence. Ghana's standing as a beacon of democracy in Africa will be sustained and will continue to set an example for other nations to follow. The law against vigilantism will be strictly applied without fear or favor, ensuring that peace and order are maintained throughout the electoral period, enabling the Ghanaian people to make their choice free of intimidation and violence. Ghana's standing as a beacon of democracy in Africa will be sustained and will continue to set an example for other nations to follow.
Well, away from that, the New Patriotic Party is set to launch its manifesto for the 2024 elections on Sunday, August 18, 2024, at Accra in the Western region. Having unveiled the flag bearer Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia on November 4, 2023, and outdoor the running mate Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh on July 9, 2024, the party is set to unveil the last laps of its campaign machinery on August 18. This revelation was contained in a statement yesterday by the party's General Secretary, Justin Kodua Frimpong, in line with the manifesto launch. The party has constituted an 11-member committee to an execution of the event. The committee members include Madam Oboshi Sai Kofi as chairperson, Henry Nanabuache, Ms. Abna Asante, Kojo Opon Nkrumah, Fatih Abubakar, Anthony Abayi-Fakabo and others. The manifesto launch is anticipated to be a pivotal moment for the NPP as it seeks to communicate its policies and initiatives to the electorate. According to the statement, the party believes the manifesto will provide a comprehensive roadmap for Ghana's development and address the country's pressing needs. Well, we'll be going live to the Townhall where the Finance Minister has mounted stage. Let's take some live updates.
It came to 15.4%. 17.
We'll take you back to the Townhall in the course of the bulletin. But away from that, the flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama, has expressed support for the creation of a new region in the Bawku area. During a recent visit to the Bawku Nabes Palace on Saturday, August 3, 2024, Mahama argued that the new region would address pressing issues like the ongoing security crisis in Bawku area and create more job opportunities.
Requesting that another region should be created out of the Upper East region to cover the 6 constituencies in the Bawku area. Bawku Naba raised it with me, and I told him in principle I think it's a good idea for 2 reasons. One, for reason of bringing government closer to the people. That's the principal reason for which we create new regions and new districts. And then the second reason is for security. Bawku is a special security zone because of the issues that have been happening here. And so it will be a good proposal to have a region so that it can be a focus to make sure that we deal with the security issues as well as we can. Requesting that another region should be created out of the Upper East region to cover the 6 constituencies in the Bawku area. Bawku Naba raised it with me, and I told him in principle I think it's a good idea for 2 reasons. One, for reason of bringing government closer to the people. That's the principal reason for which we create new regions and new districts. And then the second reason is for security. Bawku is a special security zone because of the issues that have been happening here. And so it will be a good proposal to have a region so that it can be a focus to make sure that we deal with the security.
Well, joining us on the line is the Deputy General Secretary of the NDC, Mustapha Bande, to have further conversations on this. Good afternoon and thank you for joining us here on ABC News Ghana.
Good afternoon and thank you for having me.
Okay, so what does this proposition made by the former President John Mahama really mean?
Which proposition are you basically talking about?
Concerning he creating new regions, which he says would actually fight the ongoing security crisis in the Bawku area and create more job opportunities.
Well, thank you very much, and then good afternoon to our cherished listeners. Basically, because we are split divided in terms of duties, I have not personally reviewed what the president said concerning creation of regions. But what the president wants to say in his talk, and I know that his commitments and the things he has been saying to the people of the Bawku and Upper East environs, is to see how we can bring a lasting solution to the protracted, expensive conflict affecting our people back home. Today, as we speak, national security is sitting on huge sums of budget, up to a tune of about 7 million Ghana cedis or 9 million Ghana cedis per month in the name of resolving Bawku conflict, but it has not been resolved. And so the president's commitment is to see that we do not just spend money, but we show much more commitment that will see to it that that conflict comes to an end. I mean, Bawku is a business center, Upper is a business enclave connecting Burkina Faso and other international countries. When that place becomes a zone of insecurity, it doesn't just affect the people there, it affects the nation in terms of what makes the jobs that can be created, money that can be made, lives that can be sustained.
Issues
so,
as well as
your commitment is to resolve and end that prolonged, exploited conflict by government, which they are chopping money on, and but they are spending huge sums of taxpayers' money without accountability. You put few soldiers there and police officers there, and millions of cedis goes into people's pocket, whereas the indigents, the people who are victims of the conflict, the people who are being traumatized by the daily conflict, are rather living in abject poverty. That is a bad state on the part of government, and that is what His Excellency President Mahama seeks to end.
This is a means to fuel the already existing conflict in Bawku.
Again,
don't you think this statement is a means to fuel the already existing conflict in Bawku?
Well, government has a duty to leave the country peaceful. But if government decides to sink a lot of taxpayers' money pretending to be dealing with conflict, when you don't see the dividend and the commitment of government to truly end that conflict, how is that when the person who is supposed to be making the peace is sitting on a very lucrative dining table and leaving the people to fight? How is that of conflict? That's what will fuel the conflict is to expose that national security is taking huge sums of money in the name of resolving the Bawku conflict. No, that cannot be the situation. The situation is that government would have to show real commitment. President Akufo-Addo owes to the people of Bawku real commitment to resolve the conflict. Posting military and police people there without commitment to resolve the issue. The monies that have been released to national security, if that amount of money was sent into Bawku and in environs crossing the upper, the northeast, there would have been peace. Would have been real peace. All of us would have been peaceful. Are you not surprised and are you not sad that these huge sums of money are being given to national security when less is being done in this conflict? Are you not surprised? Are you not appalled? And are you not saddened by that fact that national security is living on a huge, a very lucrative check of Ghanaian taxpayers' money when people are dying? Go to Bawku right now, it's like a ghost town. A small conflict that low commitment by government, the appetite to just spend resources without resolving the issues is what is keeping that conflict prolonged, so that our people cannot have peace. because once it ends, national security can no longer take that budget.
Thank you very much, Mustafa Bande. He is the Deputy General Secretary of the NDC, and he says the proposition made by the former President, John Dramani Mahama, is to bring solution to the lasting conflict in Bawku. Well, we are taking you over to the Townhall, where the Finance Minister and the Minister of Information have mounted stage to discuss issues pertaining to the country.
Now, let me update you on the debt restructuring, which is one of the major achievements this government has made. We decided to restructure our debts because it was one of the requirements by the IMF. We started with the domestic debt exchange program. The domestic debt exchange program was a very successful program, achieving 95% participation. And on this note, I would like to appeal to the people of Ghana to forgive us. To forgive us. It is never the intention of any government to impose hardships on its people. More so, the MPP government that has demonstrated that we want to reduce the burden of the Ghanaian people. And I will show why this government has, from the beginning, tried to reduce the burden of the Ghanaian people. That same government cannot impose hardships on the same people. It was a necessary, very important decision at the time that if we avoided it, our economy will not recover such as it has recovered today. The decisions we made and all the support you gave us, the people of Ghana, during the DDEP has contributed largely to the recovery our economy is seeing today. And this is why I want to appeal to you to forgive us. But also to thank you, the people of Ghana, to thank you on behalf of the President for the sacrifices, for the efforts that you all have made in participating in the domestic debt exchange program that saved our economy. And so I thank you very much for that support you gave to the government. But we also negotiated our debts with our external creditors. It wasn't only domestic debt, but also our external debts. First, with our official bilateral creditors. The official bilateral creditors are the countries that we owe: Germany, United States of America, United Kingdom. And the total debt involved was $5.1 billion. $5.1 billion. We negotiated with them and we achieved a debt service relief of $2.8 billion United States dollars. What does that mean? From 2023 to 2026, the debts we were to pay to Germany, to America, to Britain, to Japan, to China, we are not paying those debts. They've asked us not to pay. We will start the payment after 2026 at a relatively cheaper interest, spread over some 19, 18 years. That is what your government has negotiated. $2.8 billion we would have paid. We are not paying that money. We will pay it later at a lower interest, spread over several years. Then we also had the Eurobond, our Eurobond holders, involving $13.1 billion. Again, we negotiated with them, we reached an agreement. And as a result of that strong negotiation, we achieved so much. Number one, they have given us complete cancellation of $4.7 billion, cancelled out of the $13.1 billion. $4.7 billion United States cancelled from the $13.1 billion. That alone reduced our debt to about 9 billion. That is what we have negotiated on behalf of the people of Ghana. In addition to cancelling 4.7 billion, they've also given us a debt service relief similar to what our official bilateral creditors gave us. This time, they gave us $4.4 billion. The bilaterals gave us $2.8 billion in debt service relief. The Eurobond holders gave us $4.4 billion that we would have paid. We will not pay between 2023 and 2026. We will pay that later. Now the IPPs. You used to hear the independent power producers threaten every day that they will shut down, and this government doesn't want doom so. Because we know the effect of doom so, particularly as we are growing the economy. Electricity is the engine of economic growth. So we want to continue to supply electricity, reliable supply of electricity. I've been debating with some of my colleagues on the other side when it comes to the power sector. And I said, I don't want to be political. I'm trying to present the economy as it is. But this one, I don't want to miss it because I used to be Deputy Energy Minister. And so I used to tell my colleagues in Parliament that when it comes to cost of power, cost of electricity, people are saying the cost of electricity is high, it's very high. When it comes to the cost of electricity, you cannot blame the MPP government. You cannot blame the MPP government. Because it is us who actually, in our history, has reduced electricity prices, electricity bills. We have done it a number of times. But the cost is high because of the contracts we sign with the power producers. The contracts we signed with the power producers were exorbitant. The contracts we signed were very high cost contracts. And on top of that, the contracts had what we call take or pay clauses. Take or pay clauses means that once you sign the contract, whether they produce energy or they don't produce energy, you have to pay them. Those were the contracts. And so we signed so many contracts. So many contracts were signed. And these contractors, they were not producing because we didn't need the power, but we had to pay them. These are the reasons why electricity cost is high in Ghana. To the extent that electricity cost in Ghana was the highest in West Africa. It took us, the MPP government, to come and say, you cannot grow the economy with such high cost of power. And so we reduced electricity prices. First in 2017. We reduced it again in 2019. In fact, the average increase in electricity power compared with reduction is a net negative under our government. It's a net negative. And so, to further reduce the cost of power, we decided that we will have to negotiate with the contractors to reduce the cost of power. First of all, to reduce how much we pay for electricity, and secondly, to reduce the debts that have accumulated as a result of take or pay clauses in the contracts. And so we have negotiated successfully. 5 independent power producers have reached agreement with the government. And once we sign off and we implement these new contracts, it is going to save Ghana $6.6 billion United States dollars. Now, ladies and gentlemen, social interventions. I want to now touch on social interventions. And I said earlier that this government has determined, has demonstrated right from the beginning, 2017, that we wanted to reduce the burden on the people of Ghana. And so we accelerated the programs that were introduced by President Kufuor. The first one was school feeding program. School feeding program in 2016 covered 1.6 million children. School feeding program. This year, 2024, school feeding program now covers 4 million children. 4 million children. We've moved from 1.6 million children in 2016 to 4 million children today. So when people say, where are we spending the money? What are we doing with the money? Anybody who asks you that question, first of all tell him, we have moved school feeding program from a coverage of 1.6 million children to 4 million children. Number two, NHIS, National Health Insurance Scheme. What did we do? We have moved from under 9 million in 2016 to 17 million people covered under NHIS today. 17 million. From Kufuor's time up to 2016, 9 million. And from 2017 to date, 17 million. Do you see the effort? And it's not just that. We have invested more in National Health Insurance Scheme. In 2016, the government at the time spent 1.1 billion Ghana cedis. Last year, 2023, our government spent 3 billion Ghana cedis. And this year, we are spending 6.5 billion Ghana cedis. This year, we are spending 6.5 billion Ghana cedis from 1.1 billion. That is where we are spending the money. If somebody asks you, where are they spending the money? We are spending the money in NHIS. LEAP, Livelihood Empowerment Against Poverty. In 2016, the government spent 49 million Ghana cedis. LEAP, which is supporting our elderly, our grandfathers and grandmothers who we want to support, to bring them up so we can reduce their suffering. The government spent 49 million Ghana cedis. Last year, our government spent 423 million Ghana cedis on LEAP. That should tell you how much we have moved in LEAP from about 200,000 to over 300,000. Ladies and gentlemen, let me now talk about free senior high school program. Before we introduced free senior high school program, in 2016, the government said they were going to support secondary education to become progressively free. And you know what they did? They allocated to spend 25 million Ghana cedis, ended the year spending 12 million Ghana cedis. 25 million, ended the year spending how much? 12 million. In 2017, when our president introduced the free senior high school, 2017 alone, we spent 400 million Ghana cedis. 2017 alone, 400 million Ghana cedis. This year, we have already spent, January to June, we've already spent 1.5 billion Ghana cedis. And from 2017 to date, we have in total spent about 12 billion. So a lot has gone into this free senior high school program. And it's not just the spending, but even the enrollment. The enrollment. From 2017 to date, a total of 5.7 million Ghanaian children have benefited from the free senior high school program. The customers of the defunct Gold Coast, the Gold Coast Security or Black Shield, and the other fund managers, their funds got locked up, and it's important I explain this. Government does not have responsibility over the investment decisions of individuals. Government doesn't say, you've decided to invest your money here, it didn't come out the way you wanted, so government should come and take up the debt. It doesn't work that way. But our government has been so sensitive to the plight of the people of Ghana, especially those who were affected by this. People have said that if they were not liquidated, they wouldn't have found themselves in those problems. People have said that if the regulators were doing their work, they wouldn't have fallen into those problems. Yes, when regulators do not work, then government takes responsibility, because the regulators are government. But you cannot expect government to take the entire responsibility. Regulators have done their part, you have done your part, so let's contribute to solve the problem, isn't it? That is the way it should go. So because of that, the government said, I will contribute, I will provide a bailout. And first we did 50,000 cedis per person. And this month, August, the government has decided that we should provide another bailout. And therefore we are going to disburse 1.5 billion Ghana cedis to those who were affected. So we are doing our part, but we cannot take the entire responsibility, because individuals also did not do due diligence before investing in the companies that they invested in. So let's meet each other halfway. And this is a government that is sensitive and that is determined to reduce the burden. So I'm going to conclude and take questions. But I want to conclude on growth. Growth. I talked about economic growth already, and I demonstrated to you how we have come along on the growth trajectory to our current performance. And so because of the performance, you can see it reflected also in the size of the GDP. The size of the GDP. The GDP is our gross domestic product, which is our total economy, total goods and services. GDP in 2013 was $64 billion. Nominal GDP, as the economists will call it, $64 billion US. By 2016, it came down from $64 billion to $56 billion, 2013 to 2016. Last year, 2023, the GDP stood at $76 billion. So in nominal terms, President Akufo-Addo has added $20 billion United dollars to the economy. The size of our economy has grown by $20 billion United States dollars. That is no small achievement. Roads. Everybody wants roads. There are people who are demonstrating because of roads. This is legitimate for anybody to demonstrate in his community because they want government to come and do their roads. It's legitimate. But let us understand the context. Your budget is so little and the demands are so much. And you have to divide this little budget among these many demands. Certainly, you are unable to do all the roads across the country at the same time. Even from Nkrumah to date, we haven't done all our roads. How will it take an 8-year government to do all the roads? It's impossible. But this government has done so much in spite of the little resources that we have. We've increased the road network from 78,000 kilometers to over 100,000 kilometers, in spite of the little resources that we have. Maybe that is why people can demonstrate, because they have seen the government doing roads, some roads, and they think that they also deserve to have their roads. If nothing was happening, I'm not sure anybody would even have the motivation to ask that their roads be done. But they have seen roads works happening. 78,000 kilometers to about 100,000 kilometers in road network that we've increased. Asphalt overlay. We have done, in terms of asphalt overlay, 2,000 kilometers. In terms of rehabilitation and maintenance, we've done 11,674 kilometers, in spite of the little resources that we have. And this year alone, from January to June, this government has already spent 10 billion Ghana cedis on roads alone. Road sector, January to June, 10 billion Ghana cedis. And we are going to spend more on roads before the end of the year. The people of Accra, I want to inform you that we are almost done with commencement certificates for the Minister for Roads to commence the rehabilitation of Accra roads. Accra, inside Accra, the roads will be done. And you've heard of the ERIP. You've heard of ERIP. The road improvement program the president launched only last 2 weeks. ERIP. Last week, Wednesday, which is seeking to provide equipment, set of equipment, complete set of equipment to all the districts of Ghana. They will help. This is part of our spending on improving on the roads network in our country. And so roads are important because they contribute so much to growth. So we can have roads to tourist sites, we can have roads from the producers, from the producing areas to market centers. Food can come cheaper from the farm to the market. That is why we have to do the roads. And we are investing heavily in this area. Finally, we have recently launched the SME program, what we call SME Go, the SME Growth and Opportunity Initiative, which will bring money available to small, medium enterprises so that we can contribute to the growth of the economy. This government has mobilized resources to support SMEs. The total amount in our envelope today is about 8.2 billion Ghana cedis. 8.2 billion Ghana cedis coming from IFC, from the budget, from some banks, and very soon we will start the disbursement of these resources to small, medium scale enterprises so that we can create more businesses. We can create more businesses, and over the next 10 years, we are able to grow small businesses to becoming large-scale businesses. That will be the mark of our growth. That will be the mark of our determination to create champions within our industries so that this country will never go back, so that we can bring more relief to our people, so that we can improve on the living conditions of our people. And I thank you very much for the opportunity to talk to you.
Thank you, Honorable Dr. Amin Adam. Please give him a bigger round of applause. Thank you very much. Thank you. We are gradually inching to the end of the program. We want to acknowledge the presence of Honorable Clementine Lamte Wilkinson, MCE for Gar West. Yes, thank you. Dr. Antoinette Timudako and Honorable Divine Otu Agohom, you are all welcome. We also acknowledge you and thank you for joining us. Brigadier General BZ Arogo, Commissioner Customs Division, thank you for joining us. We'll take some questions and answers. We'll take 2 rounds of questions. Yes, please relax. We'll get to you. But before then, I'd like to inform you that we have been live on GTV, UTV, Joy News, Metro TV, Asempa FM, Wuntumi TV, Net2 TV, Asasi Radio, Movement TV, ABC News, City FM, Channel 1 TV, Angel TV, GH1 TV, Kingdom FM, and also on the Facebook pages of the Ministry of Information and the Ministry of Finance, as well as on the X page, that's the former Twitter page of the Ministry of Finance. Before we get ourselves into the question and answer mode, I'd like to give opportunity, 2 minutes opportunity to the Kete cultural troupe from Achimota. They are going to give us 2 minutes cultural performance, and then
No, I'm not going to No.
Okay, there's a change in arrangement. So, okay, thank you. Please hold on. Kete, please hold on. For time's sake, we are going straight to question and answers. Now, be minded that when we are done from here, we'll move to the exhibition site where we'll see in pictures the progress of the projects we are talking about. So, ushers, kindly help us with the microphones. Please come to the aisle. We'll give you the microphone. You ask your questions. We'll take the first round of 5 questions. The answers will come, and then the next 5 will follow. Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello, we are starting with the questions, but please be brief. 1 question per person, and go straight to the point, please. We are craving your indulgence, your name, where you are coming from, and your question, please, so that we'll have as many of you asking questions as possible. Thank you. Let's go on, please. Thank you.
Ayirio. Kofi Lucas is my name, founder of Critical Strategic Thinkers Network.
Your name again, please.
Kofi Lucas, Lucas, Critical Strategic Thinkers Network. I think I would suggest that this program be organized again in the form of round table, so that those who have something to contribute can do that. Because I have about, if I will be given 10 minutes, it will help us. Because my contribution can take care of 15% of those who contribute. First and foremost, from 2012, the government of that moment came out with coordinated program. The document which I have with me is good. Then I submitted a proposal to them. Nobody responded to me. This document, can you help me? Yes, I'm developing something. Then there was change government, and MPP came to power, and this was a document that they developed. Please hold it for me. Now, If you put the two together, the NDC document is a good document. When I went through, I digested it. It's good document. Then I picked the MPP document. After digesting it, I gave MPP document very, very, very good. As against good document. Then came COVID. It destroyed a lot of things globally. So it knocked one very out of the very, very good of the MPP document. Then came COVID, the Russia-Ukraine war. It also knocked down another very, and then it left with very. So now the MPP document has very good document, then the NDC document was good. So if you compare the two, good document and very good document, which one will you choose? This was the reason why when the minister was making his point, that's the finance minister, you realize that everything was on course because they were going by this document. I hope you get me. They were going by this document. Now the issue is that how are we educating our people so far as these two documents are concerned? That is the issue. Those at the grassroots level, do they know what is in that document? If no, why can't we make effort to educate our people so far as the two documents are concerned so that they can make their own informed choices and we will be able to move Ghana forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Sir, could you please be brief? Your name, where you are coming from, and your question. Briefly. Thank you.
Very well. My name is Prince Derek Ajay. I'm a former presidential staffer under President Mahama, a former deputy CEO of the Youth Enterprise Support under President Mahama, a former deputy CEO of the Youth Enterprise National Youth Authority under President Mills. I have seen a wonderful event today, but it sounds rather partisan. Whilst I would like to commend the organizers, I think this should be more of a roundtable like the earlier person said, and apology accepted from the finance minister. What he failed to tell us was that Fitch said you will lose the election. You should have added that. Now, to my substantive question. To my substantive question. I can see a lot of your colleagues begging me not to ask. Well, my question will go to the regional minister because this is a regional forum. Whilst all three ministers are my friends, I think you need to step up a little bit more because you have less than 4 months to pack out. So now my question. This has to do not with Russia, Ukraine, or COVID, but you cannot have a very serious dialogue in Accra without talking about the land issue, the land looting that is going on in Accra. You cannot have a very serious discussion here without talking about the land looting, the bungalow grabbing that is going on in Accra. I would like for the government within the next few days to publish the full list of all beneficiaries of these state-acquired lands that are being looted, particularly in Accra and La, where I come from. Actually, I'm a royal from La. My grandfather gave those lands, and I think the government must be accountable to the people of Accra, if not Ghana. So, Mr. Minister, Greater Accra, I would like to invite you on a tour of some parts of Accra so we can see firsthand the crime scene where the looting is ongoing. And I want the government, together with everybody, to take this matter up. The last point is the estuaries. Please. The estuary of the Keshi Lagoon. The estuary of the Keshi Lagoon is being blocked. Accra lies below sea level. Accra lies below sea level. And if we are not careful, without appropriate action with sea defense, very soon Accra will be under the sea.
Hello, please, exercise patience. Please be rounding up on your questions. Thank you.
Hello. Derek, we said one question each.
Yes.
You've asked two.
No, is that
so
it was land and the estuary of the Kweshi Lagoon.
It's true.
Tomorrow there's a press conference at the Kweshi Lagoon.
No
I'd
problem.
like to see,
you can go ahead.
to see Gabo there. Back. Thank you.
So please, yeah. Please,
excuse me, hold on.
Listen to her. Please.
Midi any Deborah Amwakum. Masem nyina ne se mama hanna nka me nim se MPP fo ye adwuma sei. Na mesrem panifo wona wonnim no wodoso ese wona wonnim. Enti sanka ye benya TV station bi na yetumi a cheche timamufo na enkofo bi dada ye. Enkofu bi dada say MPP fo nya hwe enti yanso MPP fo bebe nanim say ye nya hwe enti adwene sesa enti se be ya ye be sre panifo ye ko do party no enti ye be sre mo say moma ye ntinye mabiase ye wadwuma MPP ye.
Thank you. My name is Atamensa from Ghana News Agency. Yes, my question goes to the Minister of Finance. In his submission, he said Ghana is exporting more than we import because of the one district, one factory. And from January to June this year, our trade surplus is $1.8 billion. I want to find out the one district, one factory companies that are exporting and the quantum of export they have made within that period. If you can quantify that for us, then the number of one district, one factory that are currently operational. Thank you.
My name is Ahmed Usmanu Khalid, Imam Zakaria Gurgurwe from Nima. Once upon a time, my supervisor told me something, that information is only shared in a conclave when you don't want others to know, especially if the intention may be serious against the state. Maybe people want to do the opposite. I think this morning or this afternoon, let me say my brother Amin Anta has communicated. He has communicated because he didn't speak economics language, where, as the lady rightly said, that communication is key. And let me commend you for communicating with us. Now, two questions. Mr. Finance Minister, if my son continues to ask me, Daddy, once upon a time you told me that your government, I've not mentioned any government, he said my government has really found oil, we have oil. Daddy, why is it that always when you go to the pump station or the pumping station to buy fuel, the price keeps on fluctuating? So you would like me to explain. It's the reason why I'm here, and likely the finance minister is here. Number two, to the regional minister, I think when you were mentioning the achievement of your region or government, you didn't mention some of the wonderful things that are happening in Ayawaso municipality. And coincidentally, I've not seen my MC here. So, Honourable Minister, as Derek Lattin said, if you find time and also come to Ayawa so East, is my madam here? I'm saying East. Oh, she's around. Okay, that's fine. If she's here, I think if you should be given the platform to come and mention, because in Ayawa so East, we've seen a lot of wonderful things going on. Now to my sister Fatima, who is the Minister for Information. Yes, I believe that we are in Greater Accra, and we can see the majority of our niece, namens, and our queen mothers here. I think in future, or when you transverse yourself to other regions, please let us find a way of getting the indigenous to also appreciate and understand the language. For example, it's good we are communicating in English, but we are in Greater Accra. I think our brothers and sisters in Ghana should also be given opportunity to also appreciate and understand what we are doing in their language. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So that's the last of the 5. No, we'll take the answers and then we'll continue from here. Please allow me to acknowledge the presence of Honorable Dr. Okoboy, Minister for Health. Thank you very much for coming. And so, Honorable Ministers, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Our sister Deborah Mwaku, yadase se wose adwuma yedi se wamba ha wonim se MPP aban ya adwuma son sei yadase pa anything na yache bibi say yase no yagusu ye bodero onara, but the Minister for Information aba no eye process ya yede agu akwamu a yebekọ miamia bebre abodewro no e de akire timemfo se ampa nanado aban and Dr. Bawku Abano, Yabe Bibiri, and the way can Juma Yakoswa ye. Then to my schoolmates, where is my junior? Where is he? Where is Derek? Where is Prince Derek? Where is the Prisaka? Aha. It was my junior and Prisaka in Lego. Very rascal, eh? Thank you very much for your question as to land that you presume to be being looted. But I want to cast your mind to your time when you're in government. Don't go, please. Most of these lands that you talk about were given your time under John Mahama. The Minister for Lands and Natural Resources has reacted to some of your concerns. Every free anchor. Roads, parks, and that is part of the land to be given for them to sell, to raise money. Some land was given to Frims. It was only when we came to power. Then Minister Mewu stopped that process. And Frims is contesting this matter in court. For me, I know the passion at which you are talking. And the fact that some of our lands is being taken away, particularly by Coalition of Law Association. Last week you had a demonstration. I tried to speak to them to look. I just came to office as a new regional minister. I will do everything in my power, including your chiefs, so that we can see the president and see how best we can take care of this, your concerns. It's not lost, my brother. I will do whatever I have to make sure, because the Minister for Defense, the president gave an executive instrument to the lands minister to release part of your land at the time of Honorable Asumachirame, about 250 acres. When Honorable Jinapo assumed office, it reduced to 114. These are concerns from the youth of La when I met them to stop their demonstrations. So I told them, just cool down. We'll see what we'll do to address the problem. Sometimes dialogue is the key. It's not about the protestations on the street. When you protest, what do you achieve? You only want to raise the alarm for attention to be given to you. But this is your regional minister who want to listen. This is your regional minister who want to see the problem addressed. So please, walk to me. We are brothers. And all see what we can all do collectively to solve the problem of Ghana lands. Yesterday, I went to present the president and the vice president Homo food items to Tema Traditional Council. They also raised issue about their land. So collectively, government is doing whatever it can to make sure that Ghana lands, some critical attention are given to it. So trust me, we'll deal with it. Then you talked about the estuary, the La Boma lands, I think is what you're talking about. Yes, that La Boma. There are some developments that was going on there. I was there with the Regional Security Council. Most of the development there, they don't have permits. And they've reached very advanced stages. We invited them to the Regional Security Council meeting with the chiefs and these investors, together with the chief executive, sanitize what goes on, including the chief executive for Lejokuku. So clearly an attention is being given to it. Some people want to go straight into the range of the military range. For that one, we'll pull it down, I can assure you. The one is closer to the military range, we're going to pull it down. But those structure that is there, the assembly will have charged them, we've charged them to intervene and put some schemes in place so that at least we'll be able to sanitize the place. GRA will have to come in, the assembly will have to come in, they will make sure we'll do what is right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So the first question to me was on the 1D1F factories. I actually said that the reason we are exporting more, one of the reasons is 1D1F. That was what I said. But that cannot be the only reason why we are exporting more than we are importing. And if you care, to date we have 169 fully functional factories that were established under 1D1F. 169 fully functional factories under 1D1F. And by the way, we know that fish is good at projecting, economic performance. Fish is not good at calling elections, isn't it? My friend from NDC said that fish is noted for accurately projecting indicators, economic indicators. But I don't know if it is now an election pollster calling elections. So, I don't know. But the other question was on petroleum prices. So for petroleum prices, yes, we produce oil in Ghana, but we do not refine our oil in Ghana. Because our refinery, the Tema Oil Refinery, we all know, has a lot of technical challenges. Government after government has tried to resuscitate the Tema Oil Refinery, but we still have a lot of challenges. In terms of the cost, the refinery cost, it is still not the best compared to its peers in Africa and across the world. And so, even though you have crude oil, if you decide to refine it at that level of refinery cost, the consumers will be paying more. That is the challenge. But another refinery, private refinery, is working today, and that has helped in reducing our petroleum imports. I think we call them Central Refinery. We are encouraging more investors to invest in refinery. And as I speak to you, we are about commencing the Ghana Petroleum Hub project in the Western region, which will also house two big refineries. And so a time will come when we'll be able to refine all our crude in Ghana, and even refine crude coming from other countries for our use and for exports. You know that Ghana is centrally located within our sub-region, and we have a lot of landlocked neighbors who rely on Ghana for their petroleum supplies. And so we've tried to take advantage of this to build a refinery hub in Ghana, not just for our crude, but also for tolling purposes, refined for other countries around us. But apart from that, the prices change because you are importing, and therefore anytime the imported price changes, yours will also change because of the liberalization of petroleum prices. Government does no longer fix prices. Prices are based on the import parity prices. So if the international prices of crude oil increases or international prices of refined petroleum product increases, definitely ours will also follow. The second reason is what we call forex management, forex impact, the impact of the exchange rate. The impact of the exchange rate, which we suffer most, is usually what we call the forward rates. Because most of the bulk oil distributing companies, they want dollars. They sell their petroleum products in cedis, but they have to convert it into dollars to pay their foreign suppliers. And because of the difficulties with our cedi, when they are going to price it, they use forward rates. They try to project how the exchange rate will be, cedi to dollar, in 2 weeks' time. And that is what they use to price their products today. So if they project it to be higher in 2 weeks' time, and they use it to price their products today, you'll be paying at 2 weeks' price in forex equivalent. And that is why it is higher. So we have had to introduce the gold for oil to address that problem. By gold for oil, we use cedis to buy gold, and then we give it to refineries that want gold, or oil suppliers that want gold, and then they give us the oil, so that you eliminate the forex impact. And when we did that, we saw the effect. We saw the effect almost immediately. Petroleum prices, if you remember, as of December last year, had risen to 21 cedis per liter. We introduced the gold for oil around February, and we saw the price come down to around 13 cedis per liter. Today it is around 15 cedis per liter. It hasn't gone beyond that. And that is how we try to manage the impact of the forex on our petroleum prices. I can tell you that the rate of depreciation today is not what we want. But even with that, the performance has been relatively good. You are coming from a depreciation of about 54% by the end of 2022 to, from January to date, we are talking about 19%. So coming from 54 to 19%, we know that it is not optimal, it's not what we want. We want to continue to implement monetary policies and fiscal policies to drive the depreciation further down so that the impact on fuel prices will be felt. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I noted 2 questions that were asked, one on language representation and another on enhancing engagement when it comes to government programs and projects. On language representation, I believe you've noticed that recently, if we produce our documentaries like the one on DRIP, we do it in 7 languages and also have sign language on all of them. Ga, Ewe, Chi, English, Hausa, Dagbani, and Gonja. We are trying as much as possible to get more penetration when it comes to minority representation. You have seen something different today. It says a lot that we are listening to you and we are incorporating your feedback into our programs and projects. So after the Q&A session, when we move out, let us all make time, spend about 5 to 10 minutes to go to the exhibition stands and see the district or municipality specific interventions that government has done. There are instances that you realize that the assemblies had too many projects. All of them could not be fixed on the boards. So they had to select sector-specific priority projects that are impactful in the communities. But we take this in good faith, and I assure you that when you see the summary documentary of the Greater Accra Regional Town Hall meeting, we will do a lot of voiceovers and the minister's recording in other languages so that the masses will also benefit from it. I thank you.
Thank you very much. And so we'll move into the next round of questions. We'll take 5 and we'll draw the curtains on this part of today's event and move to the exhibition center. But before then, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of Ambassador Mike Okwe Jr., CEO of Free Zones, and Honorable Sam Ellis. Thank you for coming, sirs. We are also live on Happy FM and YFM. We are profoundly grateful to all the media houses carrying us live. So please, questions. Your name, where you are coming from, and please straight to the point for the sake of time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. My name is Nana Bawku from Daily Searchlight. I have one specific question for the MCE for Ghana North and Ghana West. The roads from Pokuasi to Katapo, Mayura, Abensu and Co. are very, very, very deplorable. Very, very deplorable. It's very unmotorable. So with the government having given you the grip, when must we expect you to tackle those roads as soon as practicable? Because every morning when it rains and you board a car, before you get down, your attire is completely soiled. And it's very eyesore. So I want the MCE for Ghana West, Mr. Clement, and Ghana North, Mr. Simon, to tell us when they are going to tackle that road as soon as practicable. My second question goes to the Minister of Finance. There is an uproar about outstanding payments of individual bondholders that have been picketing at the ministry, and I want to know what the Minister of Finance is doing and when it can do away with those arrears so that people will have their peace of mind. And Madam, there is this thing going about Ajapadia that is denigrating and disparaging the government. No official statement has been issued about it. No official statement has been issued about it, and it's all over on social media. So what is the government position on that Ajapadia fiction or whatever it is, whether it is true or untrue? Thank you very much.
Please, I'm called Justice Tete. I'm the assembly member for Lashibi Electoral area. Tama West, that's Tama West. Yeah, I'm very happy for this program because it has given me the opportunity for some long issues that might not be heard or might be known by the authority to know. I'm saying this simply because when you look at Lashibi Transformer, that road linking to Suzy Sports, going to 71 through Lashibi Transformer Africa Angel Road. Meeting Shalom Sports, Suzy Sports, that's 18 Road. Now, from the center, which is the taxi rank, Africa Angel is the Ashama Road, and you come to that center. It's a crossroad. This way going to Community 18 Road, that's the Shalom Sports. Then the left going to that's Community 16 Road, meeting the road at ICGC. Then the one going straight meets the road at Paradise Washing Bay. That road has never seen quota since time immemorial. Again, when we talk about Lashibi communities, 18, 19, 20 is in between 4 storm drains. For about 5 years now, there hasn't been dredging. And when it rains, serious problem. Now, the particular Africa Angel Road, the storm drains have been created, and everything is now deteriorated, falling in. And when people are passing by, even school children, the gutter just fall in by itself. And if care is not taken, we'll hear bad news, and it will give the government a bad name. Again,
So please, what is the question? Please, for the sake of time.
The question, let me finish and ask my question, madam. Please, allow me. Honorable Minister knows the area very well. He lives there. So kindly permit me. Again, when you come to Shalom Sport Runabout, that 18 road runabout, that road, they started the drainage in 2019. As at now, many things are happening there. The Govt there has completely deteriorated and is falling in. If care is not taken, accident, a car will run there or maybe go in and the thing will fall in, collapse, and there will be accident at that point. Now, it's okay. Thank you very much.
Please, go straight to the point, please. We have overrun this program by more than 1 hour. We have a second part, so kindly do us the honors and go straight to the point. Just one question. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. My name is Wilfred Aite Blankson, presiding member, Wejagbawe. Wilfred Aite Blankson, Wilfred, presiding member, Wejagbawe. My question goes to the Finance Minister. Honorable Minister, with your kind consideration and approval, when are you releasing the common fund to the Common Fund Secretariat for the assemblies to receive our share of the national cake to, continue with development within our municipalities and then our electoral areas? Thank you. I'm talking of second quarter and then third quarter because we are approaching December. So second quarter and third quarter. I know of first quarter is being released. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Honorable Ubo Henry, Assembly Member for Klago Electoral Area, Tema West. First of all, I want to salute the Finance Minister. I followed you in Tamale the year 2000 when you were doing your campaign, and I didn't like how you normally talk. Thank you very much that I've seen that you have risen up to this level. My issue is, I thank God that my Honorable Minister is from Tema. We those who are coming from Tema. Honorable Minister, I want you to check something for me. There is some names that they have been given to our MCEs in Tema. And the names are Atfat Man, Honorable Atfat, Honorable Atfat. Honorable Minister, I've been an assemblyman for 12 years. In my electoral area, I've not seen a quarter Atfat just anywhere. And you know why? Honorable Minister, check something in Tema Main and see something. We those who that are staying at the peripheries level, they forget of us. Ajikojo, Klago, Lashibi, Bachona, and then some part of Sakumono. Honorable, you get to Tema somewhere in Committee 3 and you see the Atfat layers 1, 2, 3, 4. In my area, I don't even have one lay on the ground. So, Honorable Minister, I am begging you. You know that anytime we have mayor there, they call him Atfat Man. But if you bring them to our area where we will stay, nobody will call him Atfat Man. So, Minister, I'm begging you, this time around, from now to the election, we know that developmental works are coming. You people should remember because we those who are staying at the interlands, we are suffering. Let our people too feel the Atfat. They know that Atfat in a
Thank you.
And then, please, Minister, the last issue. This issue, I thought my colleague who just left will say something about it. From 18 Junction to Abattoir on the motorway, in the night, no lights. They have fixed all the street lights. My MC just said they solved the problem. I was not in town last week. Thank you.
All right. The last question will be asked by the gentleman in blue. That will be the last question. So please go on one question and straight to the point, please.
All right. Thank you. My name is Osman Adam from Home Base TV.
go on. Thank you.
My name is Osman from Home Base TV. Please, my question has...
Osman from
Home Base
TV.
Please, my question has to deal with the road from Ofanko barrier stretching to Insawum. I want to know when will it be completed because it's so dusty. And secondly, many people here complained that they couldn't register for this program. I don't know if the attendance sheet is full or something. So I please to the organizer, something has to be done with it.
My first question is to the finance minister. My first question is to the finance minister. My name is Jonathan Josiah from Kunkatamanso.
Hello, could we please remain silent and hear him? Thank you.
My first question is to the finance minister. It's about the Eurobonds. It was restructured. It's good we have money for development. But there were terms and conditions for borrowing. Will it not affect our future borrowing? Since definitely we'll be going there again. Will it not affect our future borrowings? Since we have to restructure, will it not affect our future borrowings? And then to the regional minister, when lands were compulsorily acquired by Nkrumah, it was Tema and boom, lands that were taken. Now Tema's land was used for the harbor. And now Tema is pushed into boom, claiming our lands. We see problem looming. If it is not solved now, it will be a problem in the future. So is Pram. They are also pushing into boom, and TDC is sitting and watching. If you don't take time, it will be a problem. It will be a full-blown problem. I also want you to take interest in Apollonia. What is happening in Apollonia? It's just not the best at all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My name is... Last part you said on Apollonia, he didn't hear it well.
What I'm saying is, the same problem is going on in Apollonia.
What is going on in Apollonia?
Land guards, issue. Yeah.
Thank you very much. My name is Honorable Vida Tangwam from Ga East. My question goes straight to the regional minister.
Vida what?
Madam, Tangwam, Tangwam. From Ga East. My question goes straight to the regional minister. What role will private sector partnerships play in driving regional growth, and what incentives are in place to attract investment? Thank you very much. Thank you. Madam.
Fine, I told me na boka.
Madam, Matthew. Yes, madam.
Ofane injekpo Apollonia. Regional minister, ofane. Ofane told me na boka. Ofane injekpo Apollonia. Woyagbe enyoni ba Apollonia mami. Kedi afie nya ke ba agbe yen. Ni young menene lorry jen afie nya ke ba Apollonia. Even motopo ejen Apollonia afie nya ke ba Apollonia. Be fin fitechi. Keje ashama hu ke ba Apollonia. Keje ketamaso ke ba Apollonia. Recently ni ngone nene ke o ya Apollonia moto ba ho buka wa gota se do ba fo gota ni lorry ba wo buke ba ya Apollonia bi ene no won pa fai mi ke e mu si ya bi ene fi ma ka me ya je se se yo ni kele ba wi ja ke no wonye ma ya ma mi si ya gbe hi ka lo le hu e onye shota be ehi kokokokoko ehi kana gba ko ye lo sam ko ye mi MC ye regional minister efi ma ka send enyo na ba nye fe ha woni ye mobo e wa mi agbene papa ko wi about Langard ya Apollonia nche ye mobo fi o Langard no wa ma mi de chagbene a juswane Langard samehema ke Nigeria bi amehema no wa ma bi de je amebe hejole apuna won pa fai na kwen ha wo nye radon
last question.
Please, my name is Osubana from University of Ghana, and my question is...
Please, your name?
Osubana Justice, University of Ghana.
Osu what?
Bano Justice.
Bano Jackson.
Justice. From University of Ghana. Please, I would like to know the timeline for the these initiatives that you want to organize and the key milestone for these initiatives.
Thank you, Justice. Honorable Ministers, over to you. Thank you.
So, I will start. My questions are less difficult questions. The Minister for Greater Accra is taking all the difficult questions from the Assembly members. So let me do mine and then give it to you. So the bondholders, the payments for the bondholders. Since we exchanged the bonds, Ministry of Finance has been religious in complying with meeting our obligations. In February, we paid 5.8 billion cedis in coupons to the bondholders. I believe the payment you are talking about is the next one we are going to do this August. This August, we'll be paying about 5.96 billion cedis to bondholders, the domestic bondholders, and we are not going to fail. We are mobilizing the resources to meet this obligation as well. Then the OCC and the Euro bonds. The question was that because of the debt service relief, if we are to start paying from 2027, wouldn't that affect future generations? Of course, we are mindful of this. And this is why we have decided to build buffers. We are building buffers against those payments so that when it is time for us to pay, we will fall on the buffers without putting extra burden on any Ghanaian. And also, this economy is going to grow. I've already demonstrated how the economy is growing. And so our tax revenue will also grow as the economy grows. And therefore, our debt carrying capacity, our capacity to repay is going to be increased. And so do not have any worries about future generations being burdened. I also indicated that we are determined to reach a debt GDP ratio of 55%, currently 70%. And we will want to maintain that into the future. So even with the future repayment, we want to still keep around 55% in debt to GDP. And therefore, there won't be that burden compared with what we currently are carrying, 70.6% debt to GDP. And so I can assure you that we are mindful of that, and we are determined to address any challenges or repercussions that may come with that. Thank you.
Abokai, if I know I'm with you, where is my big sister? Eteshi. Oh, there is an ete. Mota. Aha. Eji anokwale yake koba Polonia. Wayegbe enyo keja fi enya. Keba chonto. Estate say keba Polonia mami. Keja shama kechon zenu. Kechon kubeklo number 2. Katamanso kubeklo number 1. Keke wagbe na ye Apollonia. He said, I think about 2 weeks ago. Minenjama yodasa kekbe yinkra. Umana kekbe afe kefite agbe kefite. Luchon ke kontate zena ke luchumo ha me. Ame fe gbojuba. Ubana shkon kekbe ne atayidan. So the question is, ma baka fe gbe kefite. Woko kekbe ba ha sanana mbokoni eneshichi. De banye fe gbojuba. Onuni Minister of Finance yake road minister woke kwa Greater road say e won gang be baya nyegbe no koduma kwa ke manye nke fata irmanya lo ko chode ojugwa Madam Vida from Ga East Your surname is so lovely, so I can't pronounce it well. Forgive me. Your question is, what is the role of the private sector to play in regional growth, and if there is any incentive to that effect? On top of my head, what I can share with you, first of all, the role of private sector is about investment, information sharing. So if you are interested in any investment that you need the intervention of the Regional Coordinating Council, you are welcome to my office at any time. I will be ever prepared to assist you in the particular area that you wanted to invest. And if you want any further information from our side, we can lead you to the right ministry and have you assisted. Josiah, Jonathan, you talked about acquisition. I think Nungwa, Tema, and Po, we are faced. Tema had 32 square miles of our land that is gone. Yesterday, my chiefs were talking about our land. And I'm not surprised at what you're also saying, because no compensation was given to them as too. And I'm sure it's also about Bong and Nungwa as well. So we'll look at it holistically. I've just come to the region, and there are a few work that has been done that I will come to the Bong Traditional Council and see what we can do collectively to deal with that acquisition problem. With TDC. Langas, yes, is becoming a nuisance and a threat to our region. The Regional Security Council, the Ramsar sites around Klagong, Lashibi, Comte 12, 11, 10, Sakumono. Then when you move towards Ga East, Ga West, Ga North, Ga Central, you go towards Adentang, all the way towards Ajekojo, you come to Tema, Adotema. The kind of thing that is going on that the Regional Security Council were really on top of it. Almost every 2 weeks, we have to meet on Langard issue. A few weeks ago, one of the strong Langards was arrested and is being prosecuted. So anything that happens, please, if the police are not active, just walk to my office and let us know and we'll deal with them. Thank you very much. Bishop, my friend and my brother, Henry Kubo, you said you don't have one single asphalt road in your electoral area. I share in your pain, and I really appreciate your passion to the way you have made your point. We'll look at the Greater Accra critical roads, which includes Tema West, that we want to factor it into it. I'm going to move quickly because we'll ask the MMDCs to finish my office with some of these, which they have brought it. So we're going to sit and look at some of these critical areas we talked about. Then we can package it and come. And that day, I'll let you come to the road and be part of the work we are coming to do. I've not touched the common fund release. Wilfred, Minister of Finance, will deal with it. I'm concerned with Justice issue about the drains and part of the road around Committee 18, Shalong Sports, African Angel, Transformer Road. It's all going to be part of the bouquet that will look at it and deal with the problem. So, Nyabro, Medakukunami, I will invite you with MC that will deal with it and add it to what we're coming to do in the Greater Accra region. So, Bojidi. Then you touched about street lights, right from the 18 runabout to the washing base to the Goyle. The whole place is dark. We have some street lights in the system. Who have asked the MMDCs to come for them and make sure they fix some of the street lights on that stretch so that the place will light up and prevent these criminals from becoming a nuisance. Nana Poku touched on the Mayera Pokuase, that stretch. In the interim, I think that the drift project has come at the right time. And immediately they receive these equipment, you see them on the road, at least to make it motorable before the urban roads can come permanently and deal with the problem. So for now, this is the a few issues. On the Japan deal, government, or not officially, the Minister for Information is here. I think last week the president talked about it. There is a fiction. All those behind those things, they've been playing these tricks. I have worked for President Akufo-Addo in opposition. Before he became the president, they described him so many names. He's a dwarf, hunchback, he's suffering from cancer, he's a drug addict, just to paint him black, to look negative before the electorate. And they are at it again. They are at it again. Please, treat all those comments that opposition are pushing so hard, including my own brother, Wopsi Adoye. I see him and the way it's going, I feel sad for him. Seriously, I feel very sad. The way he's attacking government. But anyway, that is politics. But all those things are untrue. It's totally untrue. Just to paint MPP black before electorate. I remember in 2008, you remember the Prudential Bank accounts that they created, that all ministers of state, and people believe in it. And we are seeing Ghana away, and people are vulnerable. They believe in that. But I think that the onus is on us. Party communicators are here, the Minister for Communications is here, and let's speak and defend our government. We have done so well. And let us not allow the opposition, NDC, and some few people to destroy all the good things that we have done. On this call, I think that
so the common fund, I think we release the common fund quarterly. And so we are just preparing to release the next quarter. We don't fail in our releases. So that will be released in due course. But I'm curious, because of the question on, what was it? Apeja? That's about the book they wrote, that the president is promoting his tribesmen, and then, look, let's don't play to this propaganda. Look, just use me as example. The president removed his cousin as finance minister and put me there. I'm from the north. I'm the first northerner to be finance minister, the first Muslim to be finance minister in Ghana. The first northerner, the first Muslim since independence to be finance minister. The president removed his cousin and put me there. He doesn't know me from anywhere. And put me there as finance minister, which is one of the most important ministries in this country. If I don't sign, nobody will spend money in Ghana. That is the president we are talking about. So please, don't give in to that propaganda. Thank you.
Hello? Hello? I get what you bluff for a cacadancho. What part of gun feel a tree? Now call it back a tree. It was name a name where Onukwa neighbor Kwe regional chairman, chief executives, Masimoni on behalf of the regional coordinating council, Nemango Shidagbo, Maha Majache Monupai, Kamofia Moni Mera Kweshiabie, I can neke adafitra nuchu wonu wachune, and you know Konisa no Wakaya Mami, Esano Watashi, Yebuamode in your own small way, your assembly level, you create an opportunity and let your people know what you have done. The assembly say, Kodi Mambi Abana, because what you need, the Akani Wanya Watra Yadafi war, Tomoboni Antidora by UAB would need to speak on a lot of things that we have done as government. Any band opposition BNA, Amanabu Yayana Mefio, the Veding, Nena Bonijo, or Ming on the cake, but any mad Danyashio Jokba. Obaba, all the 34 constituencies, all the 29 MMDAs. No, can they give you Macbone, Ahamambi, get back over Fejio, over Ferons and Warfare. Then can you coming Thursday, Wambadodowa Forest, The Dodowa forest has been destroyed. The Akwapi people have moved down to Dodowa town. And as we speak, based on the facts and the literature information I have, it is not for them. It is for the Katangbe people. So now, Forestry Commission will give us new trees, we'll move to the forest and do fresh planting of trees to regain the forest. It's not right. Next week, Thursday on the 9th, the Regional Security Council will join the DC for Shai Osudoku with some school children to go on the land and plant the trees. Land guards, all those things, the security, we're on top of it. If you have any information, come and share with us. So on this call, Madanyeshi. Ebusiafo, yede jumano eba na yuye. Medaya him for say. MMD is a buyer, ministers a buyer, adofo, party mark communicators. Ejuma so yabedi wano, nanado abayi ni Dr. Baumia bayi, yaye juma pa. Bayan kayasam. Amaya they are thrown in dada eda be frafra. And ye free ha. MMD is nyano, mumbo pata, ne juma so maya nyano, na mumbo de urono, na dimonfono ehu no mudi dazie. Namin shiramo, namin kamu, yadamwase.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. On this note, drawing the curtains on this part of the program, I'd like to acknowledge once again our media partners. We have been live on GTV, UTV, Joy News, Metro TV, Asempa FM, Wontumi TV, Netu TV, Asasi Radio, Happy FM, YFM. We are also on Movement TV, ABC News, City FM, Channel 1 TV, Angel TV, GH1, Kingdom FM, and on the Facebook pages of Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Information. All the 29 assemblies gathered here, you have your stands at the exhibition site. So please move there, and the public, kindly go there, ask all the nagging questions on your mind, and you'll get appropriate response. Please hold on and let us close appropriately. We called upon God to help us. He has done that. We go back to Him for...
Linz Humboldt University. For a computer nerd, it's like stumbling into Aladdin's cave. Yeah. Yes,